Good evening, everyone. I wanted to just pop by real quickly, see how everyone's Halloween was going so far. Hopefully, I had a good one. I worked all day, then I had to go to the salon, get my hair done. Lovely. Got about an inch and a half cut off. It's always important to have upkeep on yourself, pamper yourself once in a while. So tonight I thought I would just kind of share a very brief horror story that is actually a real horror story, something that happened to me probably about 14 years ago. I have a lot of friends that do metaphysical type things. As some of you might know, I'm on a metaphysical podcast by the name of Tara Ross. So I'm doing that now. But long before any of that, though, I was living at home still with my parents. I rented their basement apartment. And I had a friend of mine come over one night. We were just kind of messing around with doing each other's tarot card readings. And she's a natural medium. She picks up on a lot of weird stuff. And she looks at me, and we're sitting in my bedroom. And she says, "You have someone in your room." And I said to her, "Okay, who might that be?" And she proceeds to tell me that I have basically a man somewhere in my room. But at first she thought it might have been a Tibetan monk. So I said, "Okay, all right." And so I was kind of used to her telling me weird things like that over the years. Didn't shock me at all. Fast forward 3 days later, I am laying in my bed, and it's a Saturday morning, and I wake up to the horrific sound of something knocking against the wall of my headboard. And it turns out it was my headboard, and something was pushing my bed up against the wall, and it was just kind of rattling the headboard up against the wall. Terrified me immensely, and I wake up just enough to kind of see the sun was rising, glistening through the window a little bit, and there's a young man standing at the next, just under the window next to my bed, and he was looking at me, but not really looking at me, kind of looking through me almost. It was very strange. And in my half, just having woke up state of being, I looked at him and I just said, "Hello." In my mind, that made sense. Now I'm thinking that would have never made sense. But what ended up happening was several days ago, prior to that, there had been some police officers at the house across the street, and a young man had killed himself. I didn't know that he killed himself at the time. I just knew that someone passed away in the house and they took that person's body out of the house. I think he was living by himself at the time. But fast forward 7 days later, the same day that I saw the ghost or apparition in my room, they had an article in the newspaper about the young man that lived across the street, about how he had suffered from depression and unfortunately shot himself in the head in his own basement. So I don't know if that was the ghost of the guy that lived across the street. I don't even really remember his name. It's been quite a long time. But that's probably the creepiest thing that's ever happened to me. I've never had anything happen to me like that ever again. I've had strange things happen, but never anything like that. So that's my mini Halloween story. This kind of coincides with the horror shorts that I do all the time. So I thought I'd just share a little bit. I hope you all are having a great Halloween. I'm having a little bit of white wine. I know it's not red. Shocking, but alas, it's Halloween, and I have to work tomorrow very early in the morning. So this is as Halloween as I get. I hope you all have a wonderful, safe evening. Talk soon. Bye. Now you guys can watch me try to figure out how to use my laptop and turn this recording off. Yay, I'm still trying to do it. Okay.